This is Tristan, the bow tie toy guy. Welcome to my YouTube channel. In today's episode of my toy hunting series, we are going on a road trip to Shepherdsville, Kentucky to attend the G.I. Joe Winterfest. This is not just solely a G.I. Joe focused show, although there will be a lot of that in the footage today. There are also going to be vendors with other action figures and even possibly dolls and non-sport trading cards. So definitely stay tuned at the end of the video for the whole portion to see if I pick up anything today from my own personal collection. Let's get started. Let's get started. I'm excited to check this show out for the first time. Of course, we're going to start off right away with 1/6 scale G.I. Joe, which is my favorite scale to collect with Joes. I had some as a child, but I definitely also had quite a few of the 1/18 scale 3 3/4 inch figures. This 1976 Popeye pencil case was really cool to see, and I found some loose Monster High dolls. This vendor had a variety, including this really cute vintage Trolls plush. They had a mint in box Angel Princess Barbie. I find her quite regularly when I'm thrifting. They also had a good variety of the 1/6 scale G.I. Joes, all mint in box. Hiding under their table were several other vintage mint in box Barbies, like this Avon exclusive, I believe that was Avon exclusive Spring Blossom Barbie, a Valentine Romance Barbie, really pretty dress, and a Hollywood Hair Ken. There were a couple of other dolls as well, including this mint in box James Dean doll, a Winter Rhapsody, that definitely is an Avon exclusive Barbie, and this really pretty, was that a Teresa? Yeah, it was a Grand Gala Teresa. There were several other dolls in this back corner, including this Swim Buddies set with Ken and Tommy, as well as a Marilyn Monroe doll and a different James Dean. Above those 90s dolls, there was a display case with vintage 60s and 70s Barbies. And then we're going to switch over to this vendor, which I absolutely love. They had some vintage mint in box strawberry shortcake dolls. There were a few beautiful My Little Pony figures. Some of them had some damage that like these are missing their wings specifically, but they could clean up really well otherwise. There was even a Hydron hiding in the corner there from the New Adventures of He-Man. This table had so much to look at. This vintage Tyco PVC minifigure of King Triton from Disney's The Little Mermaid. I still have that in my personal collection from my childhood. Here's a fast food drive-through toy from McDonald's. I see a stone protector. There are some vintage He-Man figures and Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. A variety of little dolls, including this Moon Dreamers doll. Look at all the cute plush they had on the top. Popples, Care Bears, Wuzzles, so adorable. And then they also had some smaller toys down below. Here is a really cute Glow Friends figure. And look at this, a mint in box vintage peppermint rose doll and a vintage mint in box Ariel Tycho doll. Right next to her, also a Prince Eric. They also had several of the vintage Hardee's Pound Puppies. And look at this Lady Lovely Locks food tray. This next vendor had vintage Silverhawks figures. Now we're getting back to more G.I. Joe vintage in a variety of scales. If you're a G.I. Joe collector, definitely let me know in the comments down below if you have a favorite character and if you have a favorite era of G.I. Joe. This vendor also had 1/6 scale sideshow collectibles Star Wars dolls. Look at this 1982 G.I. Joe sleeping bag. That was really cool to see. A special shout out to Pixel Dan with the Ninja Force Ninja Lightning Ninja Cycle. They used the word ninja like 30 times for that toy. These knockoff G.I. Joe figures were cool to see. I had several of them when I was a kid. This commemorative series Triclops from Masters of the Universe was cool to see. I have the Skeletor from that line in my personal collection. I bought him at retail when it was out. Look at this awesome Ninja Turtles button and the vintage figures. Really awesome. And down below, he also had the Faker from the commemorative series. He also had a mint in box Bola Jet from New Adventures of He-Man. I actually really love that animated television series, although I know most Motu fans don't like it. He also had a variety of loose figures and baggies, from Ninja Turtles to professional wrestlers. And then this vendor had a good selection of Transformers. They were one of the only vendors that day with Transformers figures. This show definitely was a little bit of everything, not just G.I. Joe. For instance, this beautiful porcelain Scooby-Doo doll. I am back from attending the G.I. Joe Winterfest. That was a really great show. There were a lot of vendors there that I know, from the Kentucky Flea Market, from the Cincinnati Fashion Doll Show that's hosted by Queen City Beautiful Doll Club. There were vendors there that I have seen at the Greater Indianapolis Garage Sale before. One of my good friends, Rocco, who is a comic book writer, was set up. So it was like a family event. I definitely recommend it. Thank you for sticking around. Let me show you what I found. You can't go to a G.I. Joe show without picking up at least one G.I. Joe. And as an adult, I prefer the 1/6 scale. So I found a mint in box Adventures of G.I. Joe Save the Tiger. I didn't have this one. Really cool. Some of his accessories have come loose, but I'm going to open him to display loose anyway, so it's okay. And I love this comic book art on the back of the box. That's really, really cool. And he was released, I'm going to say, late 90s. He is 1998. And then last but not least, This is also from the 90s, specifically 1992. I found a vintage mint in box peppermint rose doll. Of course, I love anything from Mattel, and I loved this doll line in the 90s when it came out. She is so, so pretty. All of the peppermint rose dolls are really beautiful. Look at this gorgeous original artwork on the back. I might keep her in the box. I might open her. I haven't decided. She's literally in perfect condition if I decide to open her and put on the shelf, which is wonderful. So cute. Just beautiful, beautiful Mattel doll. And that is everything I picked out today. Please let me know in the comments down below what you thought of this show. I have another toy hunting episode linked on the screen right now that I think you'll like. It's also linked in the description down below. So please check that out next. And thank you for watching.